Hey everyone, my name is Hope, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a very underrated ship, Ironhide and Chromia. But before I get into the video, I wanted to thank RyanClaw7615 for suggesting it, because I probably wouldn't have gotten around to doing it if you hadn't mentioned it. On with the video. Starting with Ironhide, I was first introduced to him through the Bayverse, and I thought he was super cool. I liked his tough guy character and the funny moments he had scattered through the first 3 movies, which on that note, I was so shocked and frustrated and just angry when he died. His death, for me, was more shocking than Sentinel's betrayal. He was one of my favorites up until that point, and still is, in general as a character. Speaking of the Bayverse movies, the fact that Chromia just isn't even mentioned, like she's there, but her name isn't said, and then she just casually dies. Like, I know I mentioned this before, but it's so frustrating. The next piece of Transformers medium that I saw with this pair was Transformers War for Cybertron Siege. Funnily enough, I actually watched the trilogy out of order for some reason. I don't know how. It was intentional. But anyways, watching it, I noticed that Ironhide was barely in it, and I think he was only in Siege. But contrary to that, Chromia had a very big role and was usually seen with Alita. That's really how Chromia's character grew on me, because I was the first time I really saw her and knew who she was, and she had a personality. But I mean, seeing as the whole show is pretty dark and depressing because it's in the middle of the war, wasn't the best way to first really see her, but it was what I had. But where I really saw most of their characters was in the comics. And in those comics, Chromia is depicted as a loyal, pragmatic soldier with a blunt, no-nonsense attitude. She is fiercely protective of Windblade and often willing to make morally gray choices to keep her safe. In Windblade, for example, she secretly orchestrates a bombing to manipulate politics in Windblade's favor, an act of loyalty, but leading to guilt and conflict later on. In Till All Are One, she works to rebuild trust while remaining Windblade's bodyguard and her emotional anchor. Chromia's strength lies in her fierce devotion and her ability to stay grounded amid chaos. Ironhide, on the other hand, which they are pretty similar in this one, he is a gruff yet good-hearted veteran who values peace after centuries of war. Though not central in this series as much as I would like him to be, he represents the old guard, steady, dependable, and morally firm. He believes Cybertronians can rebuild and live better lives, serving as a quiet voice of reason and honor among more volatile characters. I do like how he just kind of pops up, but I feel like while he doesn't play a big role, his role is still important. Though their interactions are fairly brief throughout the comics, or just in general, unfortunately, they have this like shared mutual respect for each other from battle experience. They're both hardened soldiers trying to find peace after war, but they understand each other's burdens without needing many words. Ironhide admires Chromia's loyalty and strength despite her guilt, while Chromia values his steadiness and moral clarity. Their bond isn't openly romantic, but it carries emotional depth, and if you just read between the lines, you will see it. Maybe I'm just delusional, but that's just me and my personal opinion. Because of these similarities that they have, they just work so good together. And this is not just for like the comics, just in general, in most continuities where they are. They just fit so well together. I just don't know how else to explain it. I feel like in that sense, they're kind of similar to Optimus and Alita. Like, they don't show them outright together very often, but like, they're just perfect. They just work so well. But again, share your opinions on this in the comments, please. I absolutely love reading your comments. It highlights my day. Even if you're like, I don't like them, I think they're lame or whatever, like, again, just state your opinion and I'll read it and I'll appreciate it. But that's all for this one, guys. I hope you all have a blessed day and peace out.